completed it. He did exactly what God wanted him to do. He obeyed. He did not sin in it. He did all that the Father wanted him to do, and then he sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. That's his completion of where he still is today, interceding for us, okay, and ready to be sent back to us. So, but that who for the joy, delight set before him, he endured the cross. He stayed behind, he waited, is what it means. Despising or scorning its shame. Now, that word there in the Greek that is for despising, that he despised the shame, which involved the cross, okay, means to think little of. He despised the shame. He thought little of the shame that he had to go through. He thought little of the suffering that he had to go through. He endured it. But in order for him to endure it, he had to have a perspective of what was at the end, what the final verdict was going to be, what the final goal was, what the whole point of what he did, what it was going to accomplish, what was going to happen because of what he did. That's what helped him to endure horrible pain. We saw a Jesus movie the other day, my husband and I, all acted and produced and directed by all deaf or hard of hearing people. That's amazing. And it was excellent. Had its own unique twist, so don't get me wrong, but I would definitely relate it to the Passion of the Christ. Very excellently, thoroughly done. Okay? And just showing what he went through again. So we just saw this like last Friday, so I'm aware of it, thinking about it. And, no movie is going to show exactly how it went, but he thought little. He had to minimize in his mind. He had to shift his perspective and change his perspective to focus not on just what he was going to go through, which was real and was horrible. Horrible pain, physical pain, whipping almost to the point of death. Okay, I'm just going to mention a few. Crown of thorns placed on his head, mocked, and, chosen by his own people over a horrible criminal, a very blatant criminal and person who deserved to be punished and put behind bars, whatever you want to call it. Barabbas. They chose Barabbas over him. So many things that Jesus endured, okay? I'm just hitting on a few of them. Had to carry the cross, had to be rejected by the Father for that time, he'd never been separated from, because he wasn't like us who were already separated and had to be joined to him, So he went through so much, y'all. We need to remember this at times. We need to remember this more regularly. I need to remember it more regularly. So he thought little of the cross, despised its shame. That's part of what helped him. So get that shift that Jesus had to do in his mind and remember what the goal was, and even kind of just minimize what he was going through. He had to kind of bring it down so that it wasn't so big in his mind and so big, to where he, like us, we would quit maybe, or shrink back, or not do it at all, or just drop a whole goal in our life, whatever it is. So he put the cross in perspective, in proper perspective, and saw it as God's perspective. In a sense, that's what he did.